What up, kids? This is episode 31 of the QDecent podcast. I'm here today. This is the last episode marked that I'm going to be recording in the current, QDecent studios. This is my bedroom. But I'm moving into an actual studio with my brother, and I'm really excited about it. It's going to be better. It's going to be better than a bedroom studio. Moving into a house. And it's a sad day. I'll tell you right now. It's a sad episode, and I didn't want to do the episode. I didn't want to get on here today and do this episode, but I'm here. Congrats, Amy Coney Barrett, I guess. I'm the least racist person in the room. Yeah, man. It's a sad day. What are we going to talk about today, you guys? You know what? Let's talk about masks. I'll tell you right now, I don't like them. I don't want this to be like a mask world. I've always said right from the beginning that I hope all this clears up before my son gets old enough to start remembering that we're all afraid of germs and we're all going to wear masks all the time and be 6 feet apart. I don't know, I just want him to have the same kind of environment I did growing up. And does that make me selfish? No. Well, maybe. Everybody's selfish, though. You're selfish. No, you're cool. Anyway, man, you know what I've always wanted? My dream is to get a part in a show or a movie, preferably a show, where during the credits, at the end, you know how there's always one person, they're the last famous person they list on the credits, and it says "and" before their name. It's like, oh, this show is starring Tom Cruise, and then it'll show Tom Cruise, or it'll show something on the screen, and then it'll change up and it'll be like Jodie Foster, and then it'll change screens again, and then it'll be like Keanu Reeves, and then it'll change screens again, and it'll be like with Mitt Romney, and then at the end it'll change screens again, and then it'll be like and Bill Cosby. And that's the last one. That's like the third time I've mentioned Bill Cosby on this podcast, and it's inadvertent. Swear to God. But how do they decide that, you know? Who's with Matthew McConaughey and Jennifer Lawrence? I want to be the and one. I want to get the and. I want a part where my name comes up in the credits after the word and I'm not going to quit until I get there. I was a child actor. You know that? Did you know that about me? I was a child actor. I was in plays. I played Ralphie in A Christmas Story. And that was a long time ago. I had the blonde hair going. I was chubby. I had put on the glasses. I wanted the BB gun, and I was the star. And I did a lot of acting classes. I was in a couple of other plays, high school musicals and all that. And I really liked acting a lot. And then I wanted to get into music. Kind of drifted in that direction for a little bit. But then I went to college as a music major, which was a little much. And then I was like, I don't know. I kind of like rap music, and I kind of like being bad and doing drugs and smoking, and I let that fizzle out. And I love music, I do, but I really like acting, I think, more. So, you know what? I'm going to be the and guy, or girl, or person. I'm going to be the one in the credits with an and before my name. And if there's any directors out there, casting directors out there, you're looking for an and person, hit me up. The QDecent podcast hotline is 612-447-4964. And thank you for calling that number. Leave me a message. Let me know what you want to hear me talk about, or ask me for advice. anything like that. And once again, it's 612-447-4964. And the Twitter is at QDecent Podcast. So I'm moving to Iowa. You know what? And I voted in Minnesota. I did vote. I cast a ballot. It was counted. I tracked my ballot. They counted my vote. You can make sure you can. Did you know that? You can look up that you can look up online and you can verify that your ballot was counted and received, or received and not counted or invalidated. There's public records on your ballot. So chill out. There's not going to be mail-in fraud. But anyway, maybe if I move to Iowa, I can vote again. Just get registered really quick and just vote again. Oh my gosh, what if I vote for 2 times, but I invalidate my votes? Like one time I vote for Trump and one time I vote for Biden. Canceled out. Then I voted twice and I spent a lot of time and none of it matters. Sounds familiar. Oh, anyway, dude. I'm not going to vote twice. What else do I have today? I'm really sad to be leaving. Really sad to be leaving. And I had a lot of time here. I mean, it wasn't that much. Less than 3 years. I had a lot of jobs, though. I job hopped. And I remember at one point I was trying to figure out how I could work from home. And I looked into transcription. You ever look into that? You ever try the transcribing tests? Or, I mean, words per minute. I mean, I'm pretty good with the words per minute. I'll tell you right now, I can type 90s consistently. Sometimes I can break 100. Pretty good accuracy. Pretty good. It's all right. Could be better. But before this, I tried to get a job transcribing. And they make you do a test and they evaluate your skills. And I'm going to tell you right up front that I was not good enough for the job. They didn't appreciate my skills enough. They missed out. They missed out on me. But I'm kind of glad because fuck that job. Anyway, dude, I couldn't hear it's hard to hear what somebody's saying. Maybe they say a word you didn't know. And you know what the hardest part is? They make you identify what genre of music is playing. Oh, like some jazz music comes on. You gotta identify the genre and say, oh, this is some smooth jazz. Or, oh, this is some spooky punk rock. Or this is some, this is some horny, what's another genre? This is some, not rap. I don't know genres. This is some horny funk. And I can't do that. I'm never good at putting music into boxes. People are always like, oh, what genre is this? And I'm like, I don't know. It's kind of its own thing. I listen to good music, man. That's all I know. I mean, I like rap. I like... Jazz is okay. I don't hate it. I like opera and classical music. I like the public radio classic stations. I listen to those a lot because they relax me. I love that shit so much. Beethoven, Mozart. What's the one guy's name? Haydn. Franz Joseph Haydn. That's my boy right there. Franz Joseph. What's going on? What's going on, man? Trump is in office and he's uncancelable. And I want to get to that point too. I want to get to that point. Maybe I could get to that point as an actor where I'm so good that you can't cancel me. But no, Trump is at the point where he's uncancelable just because, well, I don't know. People try so hard every day. The left, as they're called, they try so hard every day to cancel Trump. They call him a rapist, and they call him a racist, and they call him an asshole, whatever. And even if it's all true, he somehow knows how to. He's uncancelable. And maybe in my head I want to get to that point, but I don't actually want to get to that point. I want to get canceled. Come cancel me, guys. You can't yet, because nobody gives a fuck about me. I have 16 followers on Twitter at QDecent Podcast. But hit it up. What else do we got? It's been snowing. It snowed a little bit. First time of winter. And you know what? I didn't even know that it was going to happen, okay? I didn't. Because I don't check the MFN weather. The motherfucking weather. I don't check it. But if some hail was coming, maybe I would want to know about that. Yeah. Motorcycle. I had a motorcycle. And I sold it. I don't know. I'm kind of jumping into the story. Here's my classic QD story. I had a motorcycle and I sold it in 2017. I broke my back on it and I sold it. In my elbow. Broke my body. Having fun. Wouldn't trade it. Got some pills. It was great. Just kidding. I sold the bike. I did a bill of sale and I returned the plate in June of 2017. And then I just got a ticket the other day, or my mom got it in the mail at her house, which is my address at the time of sale. $65 for speeding in Davenport. Thanks, guy in Davenport. Where'd you get that plate? I returned it. Anyway, I called the cops and I called the licensing place and the treasurer, and they said, yeah, you returned the plate, you're good. They wiped out the ticket, so I don't have to pay the ticket. But somebody's out there with my license plate. Maybe the camera systems are behind. But how'd they get my license plate if I returned it? I don't know. Maybe there were two. I don't know what to tell you guys. I don't know what to tell myself. This is a weird episode. The last episode in this room. And I'm kind of getting emotional about it. Kind of getting emotional. You know Bruno Mars' real name is Peter? Peter Jean Hernandez. Hernandez. Was that racist? I'm sorry. Peter Jean Hernandez, you're good. You're a good singer, man. I rep your voice. The other day, my buddy Jeff texted me, and he said, hey, turn on Channel 5 if you can. There was a John Lennon memorial special. No. Yeah. He's dead, right? Yeah, it was a John Lennon memorial special. He got shot 1980. And I said, dude, do you think that I have channels? Who has channels anymore? Who has channels? Do you have channels? Do you watch ESPN? I don't have channels. I watch Netflix, and it's my mom's. And I'm on Hulu, it's my buddy's. And I'm on Prime, it's my other buddy's. He's got HBO on there. Showtime. I got everything. But I couldn't watch the John Lennon special, and I'm a fan. I'm a fan of John Lennon. I'm not afraid to say it. I like the Beatles. I think it's weird when people are all like, oh, I don't like the Beatles. It's probably because they were good. Probably because they were the best. They were the most famous, and everybody loved them. And they were good. And they were the most famous because they were good. If you don't like their style, that's cool. It's cool, whatever. But if you're really out there to tell everybody that you hate the Beatles, I think you got some other issues going on. Good news for you guys. Shout out to Ben, That's my mother's husband, my stepfather. He hooked me up with a vape. It's a Caliburn. It says it says something on it. Do I have it on me? It says UL. Here it is. Shout out, because I had picked up the horrible habit once again. I bought some packs of cigarettes, and I felt gross and I needed to quit. I hated myself. So now I'm on this vape, and I'll tell you right now, it works to get off cigarettes. Because the first time it happened, I just was on the vape for a while, then I lost the vape, and then I was off the nicotine completely for 8 months. It was great. And then I smoked a cigarette when I was drunk. And then I started smoking again. But once again, when I got this vape from Ben, I hit it quite a bit for a day. And then I went for a drive a couple days later. Or well, maybe I think it was about 2 days. I didn't smoke. And then I went out to smoke. And I was in my car driving. I lit up a cigarette, and it was so gross. And there's still like 10 of them in the back of my car. And I'm only on this now. Thanks, Ben. He's got the hookup. And I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. And I'm moving forward with my life. And I'm going to make it happen. I'm excited, you guys. I did a 3-day visit with my kid. 3 days, longest I've had him, just me. And it was so fun, and I just love him so much. And I know people don't want to hear you talk about your kid and how much you love him, so I'll keep it brief. But he's such a good kid, and I take pictures and videos, and it's so fulfilling to just be around him and see him smile and see him learn, and I just love it. And I'm going to take care of him. And that's that. And I got a cool new job. And life is life. And you got to go live it. And if you're having a shitty life, I've been there. I was just there like last week in the scheme of things. You know, why is it that every time you look up gas station on your GPS, this is an example of a shitty time. You put gas station into your GPS. You ever do that? Like, I need to find the nearest gas station. I don't know where I am. I'm almost out of gas. It says, oh, you got a quick trip 0.8 miles away. You got to come and go 1.4 miles away. And then you got maybe a Speedway or an SA 4.6 miles away. And then so you click the one that says 0.8 miles away and you start driving to it, but on your way there you see another gas station that was even closer the whole time, and it didn't show up on the GPS. And then you pass it because you're on the wrong side of the street to turn onto it or something. And then you're like, why does God hate me? I don't know. He hates us all. No, that's not true, though. I was just saying that to be funny. I believe in a God, you guys. Yours and mine. And I love you. And thank you for listening. Thank you for being with me today. And I'm not done either. Oh, no. This is episode 31. QDecent podcast. We'll live forward into a new studio and a new era. And it's going to get better. Because I'm really rambling right now. And if you're here with me and you're saying, what the fuck is happening? Who is this person? And why do I know them? Because if you're watching this, you probably know me. I don't do marketing. I'm not sponsored. Hit me up, Monster. I only want to be sponsored by your peach rehab tea, but hit me up. Your green shit sucks. Fucking green Monster. Terrible. I'm here. What else do I have for you today? I had a dream where I met Ben Schwartz. He's an actor. And it was like after a show or something, after an awards show. And I went up to him and I was like, hey man, really big fan, Ben Schwartz. I follow you on Twitter. And he's like, oh yeah, QDecent podcast. I know that. No, that didn't happen. But we shook hands, and then in the middle of the handshake, he turned into Zach Galifianakis. And I was talking to Zach Galifianakis about how much of a fan I was. And I'm a fan of both those guys. But that was just a weird dream I had. Usually stuff doesn't happen in my dreams that is weird or unusual or couldn't happen in real life. That was an example. The one thing that will happen is I'll be in a house and then I'll go downstairs and it'll be a different house. Or a series of houses. Or people will change. People will change from, like, I'm with one person and then suddenly I'm with a different person, but they're the same person the whole time. But that's the weirdest thing that's ever happened. I've never gotten to fight or fly or fuck or drink or eat. I've had drug dreams. I've had dreams where I was about to use drugs. Those are real. Like when I got off the needle. I remember having needle dreams for sure. I would be getting ready and I would be loading up the needle, dude. Oh my god, it was so intense. And then I would be about to do it and then I would wake up and I would think, oh my god, it's fine. And they talk about that in rehab, man. They're called using dreams. Those are freaky. It's just another reason to not use drugs. I'm an advocate of that. If you're out there watching and you're using drugs, go forward, do your thing. But if you drugs, dude, they're not good for me. They might not be good for you either. Look into it. I need to put my mom in a home. No, I'm just kidding. But one day she can move in with me. And then I'll joke about putting her in a home. I'm kind of all over the place today. I was just thinking about this chick, Allison, who told me how to steal a car in rehab. She was like, yeah, we used to steal cars. And I said, what? Really? How? What are you, hot wiring them or something? And she was like, no, it's easy. She's a Minnesota gal, so she's from St. Paul or something. She said, this is all you do. You go out in the winter, people leave their cars running when they go into stores, and you just hop in and drive off. And I was like, damn, you can just do that, huh? She's like, yep, just hop in and drive off. Then you go abandon it in a parking lot after you use it for nefarious purposes. And at the time I was like, oh my god, I want to go do that. But that's before I was rehabilitated. I was rehabilitated, you guys, and it worked. And I fear that I'm boring now because of it. I mean, I know I'm not that boring, but I fear that I would be more interesting or have more of a dynamic life if I hadn't been rehabilitated. It's a real thing. It changes you if you listen to it. But that's just part of my brain speaking to me that wants to invalidate the good parts of my life. I don't know if that made sense. Let me say that again. Whenever something is going well in my life, I have a pattern where I tend to take it all down and destroy it. I'm trying to get past that. And I think I am getting past it. But it's still in there. The urge to go off the rails is still in there. I just have a lot of knowledge about it now. Because I went to a fucking school about drugs and what they do to your brain. If you got nothing else to do, you listen. Anyway, shout out to Vermont. 2,900 expungements from marijuana recreational legalization in Vermont. Shout out. I made a lot of friends here in Minnesota. Well, a few friends. And some of them are good friends. Some of them are better friends. Some of them got off to a rocky start. And we're good now. Some of them we were good at first and now we're not friends anymore. It's how it goes. One of my friends I remember said, you know, I think you've grown on me. And I was like, shit. I think I liked you better at first. And then she was like, fuck you. And then we laughed. And then we kayaked off into the sunset. No, I'm just kidding. I say that too much. I'm just kidding. That's boring. Yep. This has been a deep show today. I've been revealing all my secrets. You know, I might not even release this. I might not even release this. But I love you. And if you are watching, thank you. Look forward to seeing you in the next studio, in the next phases of the podcast. And it's going to be good. That's all I have for you today. Peace.